If you really want to see a lot of glow up in your life in the next 5 months before the end of 2024, I want you to focus on one thing: consistency over intensity. And for you to do this, micro habits are essential. This micro habits helped me save $13,000 in 3 months, helped me save my first $5,000. It helped me lose so much weight. So I went from weighing over 95, 96 kg to now weighing 86, and I'm still working to drop the weight. It's helping me show up in different aspects of my life, stay productive. Some of them help me get through my MBA. So I'm going to break down this micro habits into different aspects of my life: weight loss, personal finance, and productivity. I'm going to start with micro habits for weight loss. These are the habits helping me to lose weight, and I'm still working to reach my goal weight. Number one, walking for 1 hour daily. For the longest time, I was trying to lose weight, but I just didn't understand how best to exercise because I have a sciatica, I have a herniated disc, and that makes working out really difficult. So I would go to the gym, I would watch videos of like 12, 3:30. I would start off in the gym and I would want to put every ounce of my being into that exercise. But within 2, 3, 4 days, my back will start to hurt and I'll fall off again. And this is where walking came into play for me. I would work 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, or I would just say, I want to work 3,500 steps in the morning, 3,500 steps in the evening. That's all I would do. And I would do this by just walking around the compound where I live, or I would go to the gym and just do 30 minutes on the treadmill. In fact, when I started, I was just walking around the compound. That's literally all I did. I wasn't trying to be intense with it. I wasn't trying to do 10,000 steps every single day. In my head, I'm like, even if I get to 3,500 steps in the morning, 3,500 steps in the evening, that's fine. If I walk for 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, that's all I need to do. And let me tell you, this became a gateway for so much more. Right now, I love going to the gym. I go to the gym, I spend approximately 1 hour in the gym in the morning. I'm spending at least an hour on a treadmill, and then I'm doing like 30 minutes or 20 minutes of exercises for my arm because I noticed that I do have love hands, I have fat arms. So exercises to tone my arms, exercises to tone my back, and then I go back up to my apartment. If you're someone who's looking to lose weight, I would really recommend that you consider building walking into your weight loss routine. The second thing that made a difference for me when it comes to weight loss as a micro habit is sleeping by 10 p.m. every night. Sleeping early helps me wake up more restful. It also helps me have more energy so that I can go and do the workout that I want to do in the morning. Sleeping early also helps to reduce your cortisol levels. And if you're new to weight loss, you would learn that most of our belly fat is caused by resistance to insulin and high cortisol levels. And me, I have some belly fat, and I wanted to, start to get leaner around my waist. And so sleeping early helps you to de-stress. It reduces your stress levels, especially when you're sleeping for a longer period of time. I like to sleep for at least 7 to 8 hours every night. That helps me feel so much more energized, but it also reduces my stress levels, which in turn would reduce my cortisol levels. The third micro habit I would mention is following a lot of creators that do content around the goal that I'm trying to achieve. For me, one of the goals was weight loss, so I followed a lot of content creators, a lot of content on Instagram that was predominantly about weight loss. This is very simple to do. Think of the goal you want to achieve. If it's weight loss, fine. If it's anything else, go and find people who have achieved those goals or who are teaching other people how to achieve the goals. And you want to follow them to learn, how exactly they're doing it, what they're doing differently, what you can implement in your day-to-day to achieve those goals as well. It's so much easier to do for me. Just doing that changed everything in terms of helping me to achieve not just the weight loss goal, but I would also say this for personal finance, for productivity. The fourth micro habit that's helping me lose weight is eating mostly home-cooked meals. I cut out a lot of things. I very gradually cut out these things. However, I didn't just do it overnight. but I just stopped taking, so much processed food. I started eating more home cooked meals. Every now and then I would crave something to eat out, and that's fine. But most of the time, my meals are cooked at home, because then you can control the things that you're adding into it, and all of those, things that they add into making a meal definitely have their own calories, most of them, and they end up making us add even more weight. So just cooking my own food, eating more home cooked meals have really helped make a difference when it comes to weight loss. Following this, the fifth thing I would mention is portion eating. When I started my weight loss journey, I thought that I would lose weight by going to the gym, but most of the weight loss is happening when in the kitchen. It's happening with the food that I am eating. Portion sizing is the thing that I had to learn, because I'm one of those people who, if something is really delicious, I want to eat so much of it. I want to binge it and oh my god, this feels so good. But I realized in doing that, I was hurting my body and I was just piling on unnecessary fat. A micro habit that I had to learn is portion sizing, is how to eat food in smaller portions, in a way that also allows me enjoy the food without adding weight. Because I naturally love to eat bigger meals, I would eat smaller portions but spread it out during the day. And I also learned that by making most of my meals like fruits, yogurt, protein, I'm helping my body, kind of adapt to a healthier food system. But those things tend to carry lower calories, so I can eat more of them. I can eat more of chicken wings without all the extra bread or anything on it. I can eat more of chicken breasts because I love them. I can eat more of fruits like grapes, berries, strawberries, blueberries. All of these things are really healthy, and the calories that would be in a cup of grapes is smaller than the calories that would be in one burger. The next micro habit I'm going to mention is just eating more protein. So yesterday I was craving something. I was craving to eat something that was crunchy, something that I didn't cook myself. Now before, I would have gone to get a cookie, I would have gone to get chocolate, I would have gone to get something super sweet. Instead of doing that, I just swapped it with chicken wings. Plain chicken wings, no sauce, no nothing, or just plain chicken wings from Wingstop. That's what I ate. I ate 7 of those, and then I ate a lot of fruits, and then I ate my yogurt, and that's what I had to help me satisfy that need for something that's really, really crunchy, right? So the point I'm trying to make is that the chicken wings that I ate has more protein. Even though I was craving something, I wasn't going to pound on things that is chewy but it has a lot of calories. I was just swapping those out for more protein heavy meals. And the reason is I'm trying to convert where my body burns energy from. I'm trying to convert it from fat to protein. Through my journey of weight loss, I have learned that I should be taking at least 30 grams of protein every single day. And so I'm just looking at different sources where I can get more of that protein from. If I'm craving something, it's okay, what can I eat right now that would be healthy, crunchy, and maybe have more protein? And that's what I go and get for myself. Swapping out more of those cravings for more protein, heavy things like eggs. That's what I was swapping out. I also swapped out those processed crunchy things for things like carrots. So if you're like me and you like to eat when you're watching a movie and things like that, I just swap it out for carrot, and I eat my carrot while I'm watching a movie. I eat my yogurt while I'm watching a movie. Just doing that has made so much of a difference for me when it comes to eating healthy and losing weight. The next micro habits I'm going to talk about are for personal finance. If you've watched a couple of my personal finance videos, you would know that I talk about all of these habits a lot, but I'm still going to share them with you anyway. So the first most important personal finance habit, micro habit, is to save a minimum of 10% of whatever it is that I earn, whether it's a cash gift, salary, whatever it is, a minimum of 10%. I have a budgeting system and I talk about it in some of the videos. I will leave them in my description below. That worked for me when I was on a low income and I'm still using it now. However, I find that the most consistent way to save is to not put a lot of pressure on myself when it comes to saving. So 10% of whatever for me just makes a lot of sense. It's easier for me to manage and I can just kind of grow from there. So that's micro habit number 1 when it comes to personal finance. Micro habit number 2 is reading about money. Like, even if I just spend 20 minutes a day reading a book that has to do with money, listening to a podcast that has to do with money, listening to, a YouTube video that has to do with money, okay? Like, whatever that is just applying myself to learn how money works has been very, very life-changing when it comes to growing up financially. This helped me save my first $5,000 and then save my first $13,000 in 3 months. So if you really want to glow up financially in the next 5 months, I would implore you to just start spending 20 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, reading about money, listening to a podcast about money, things like that. Some of the books I recommend for you are I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. I would also recommend Get Good at Money by Tiffany. I would also recommend videos by Earl Nightingale, Proctor Gallagher when it comes to money. These people have been life-changing for me when it comes to learning about money. Following this would be my third point, and I mentioned this before with weight loss, following creators who teach about money. My favorite creators are people like Rich BFF, Ramit Sethi. I love Ramit Sethi's content. Like, I just follow a lot of them online, and I'm like swiping through a new lesson about money. So for me, the more I implore myself to like focus on learning about money, reading about money, listening to these YouTube videos that talk about money, the better I get when it comes to my own process of managing my finances. The fourth thing I would mention as a micro habit is paying myself first when money enters my pocket. What does it mean to pay yourself first? It means that before I take out money to buy a new shoe, buy a new purse, before I do any of that, I would first of all save my 10%, invest my 10%, and put 10% into an emergency fund. And then whatever I have left is what I use to like flex, live my life, okay? For me, doing that simple thing, like paying myself first, has made such a difference when it comes to my finances. When you think about it, every time you go shopping at Zara, for example, you just made the founder of Zara richer. Anytime you go to like spend your money at dinner, like an expensive dinner with friends to take cute pictures, you're just making the owner of that restaurant richer. Meanwhile, your pocket is going empty, and for what exactly? So make it a point of duty for the next 5 months to start paying yourself first. Like, put the 10% away before you go to do whatever, and you would just see how much more different you would feel about yourself as you start to do this. The next micro habit that I would mention when it comes to personal finance is just asking yourself the question, is this an asset or a liability, a need or a want? This question has helped me so many times when I'm trying to make a purchasing decision, right? When I'm trying to spend money. Another thing I would ask myself is this going to help me get to where I'm trying to go? It just helps me make a conscious decision as to what I'm spending on, okay? If I find that, okay, this is a liability, it will bring me to the next micro habit, which is if I cannot buy something 3 times over, I just do not buy it. I'm not buying it. It's just the principle for me. And the reason why this is so important is you're training yourself not to spend so much of your money on wants versus needs, right? If you really think about it, a lot of the time, the things that we're spending very carelessly on are our wants. Someone starts making some money and then they're like, oh, I want a bigger house. Oh, I want a cuter car. I want cuter clothes. Okay, that's fine. You should have all of those things. But ask yourself the question, like, can I buy this thing 3 times over? This car, can I buy it 3 times over right now where I am financially? If the answer is no, don't go and get it. If you are taking a car lease, can you comfortably pay the monthly payment on that car 3 times over every month without feeling financially stressed? If you can't, that's not a car that you should be buying. It's a principle that I follow, and it has given me a lot more peace of mind. Now let's talk about micro habits surrounding productivity. The first one is having an all tasks list. This is where I dump every single thing that I need to do. And this is an example of what that looks like in Notion. So like every task goes on here. I just dump everything. It just clears up mental space in my head for me to be like, okay, these are all the things that I need to do. Where should I start? So it's a very simple habit, but it has made so much of a difference for me. The second micro habit for me when it's come to productivity is having a to-do list every single day. This to-do list, I try to balance it so that everything on that list are not super intense things. For example, today I want to shoot a lot of videos. I'm not also going to shoot for 3 hours, edit for 3 hours, create ID content for 3 hours. Like, these are all heavy time tasks. These are things that, for me, I just feel tired after shooting videos back to back to back. So the idea that I will still sit down and edit for another like 3 hours, no, that's not something that I know I can sustain. But like having a balanced to-do list where I have certain things that are errands, and then certain things that are like career related things that could be work related things. Like, I'm just kind of balancing them out based on the intensity of energy that I would need to execute those things, so that I can have high intensity things, low intensity things, moderate intensity things, and those are on my to-do list. Even if I don't get everything done today, tomorrow when I look at that list, I will still be like, okay, so we got this XYZ done. These are the next things that we need to do. The next micro habit is making sure that my to-do list is connected to the goals I want to achieve. I have a goal that I want to grow my YouTube channel. I want to get more subscribers, more views, and I want to hit 4,000 watch hours this year. If every single day my to-do list, I don't have anything that has to do with working on my YouTube, like throughout the whole week, I'm not working on my YouTube, whether it's thumbnail, whether it's video, whatever, like I'm not doing any of that, then even though I have those goals, my daily actions are not in alignment with the goal that I've set for myself. I also have the goal that I want to hit, 75 kg of weight. If the day comes again and I look through my to-do list every single week and I don't have anything on there that has to do with losing weight, I'm screwing myself over. Like, I might have a really long to-do list of like 1 million things that I need to get done, but I'm not putting on things that have to do with my goals, right? So this is where people like have the time, you're just busy doing nothing. That's the term. It's not like you're not being productive, but you're busy doing things that are not going to help you achieve the goals that you want to achieve. And yes, you feel busy, but how are those things actually helping you achieve your goals? Even if like I just have 1 or 2 things on my to-do list that have to do with my goals, it's helping me inch closer and closer to achieving those goals. The next thing that I would mention as a micro habit that has really helped me when it comes to productivity is reducing the timeline that I want to put into doing something. For example, instead of saying I want to edit videos, I'm going to spend 3 hours today editing videos. I already know that by the time I'm done shooting videos, I'll be a bit exhausted. So I would say I'm going to spend 30 minutes today editing videos, and that's it. Right now, imagine if I'm able to just do 30 minutes a day editing my videos. Imagine how far you would be by the end of the year if you're just putting 1 hour every single day into a goal that you have. 1 hour, that's all you need. So if you put 1 hour every single day, in a year you have 365 days, you would have put 365 hours towards that one goal. Imagine how much further you would be at achieving that goal just by putting that time frame in. You do not need to do too much. Remember, it's about consistency over intensity. Instead of trying to do so much, right? Reduce the time frame and just do that little and leave it. Okay, I spent 20 minutes today doing X, that's it. I spent 15 minutes doing this, that's it. If you're someone who's trying to, start reading about money, I spent 15 minutes reading XYZ book on money, that's all we're going to do. The next micro habit for me that's changed everything when it comes to productivity is instead of setting 1 million goals that I want to achieve and trying to work on those goals at the same time, I just set like 5 goals for the year, and I spend my time, like when I'm starting off, just working on one thing at a time. So for me, first it was weight loss. That started going, getting traction, and I'm like, okay, now we can pipe in YouTube. That started going, it's getting traction. Gradually, as that keeps going, I'm going to hire a video editor so I can delegate video editing. And then while that's happening, I'm also going to hire an editor for my social media. So the point I'm trying to make is the more I keep like doing it one time first and then put in the time, gain some traction, get something else, and then also get people that can help me because I can afford to hire them, and then just continue go. The more I keep doing that, just following that pattern, it's like I am making it easier and a lot more feasible to achieve the goals that I want to achieve. Let me know in the comment section, what is a goal that you want to achieve before the end of the year? Thank you for watching the video and see you in the next one.